to Debbie's Group, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. Now, I came across something yesterday, has to do with aspiring flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. He said we should vote him back into power, and the next NPP government that will be coming back into power will make sure that they complete the Agenda 111 hospitals that they started, and is going to create jobs for over 6,000 youth. And he also made claims that when this current administration came on board, they've totally refused to complete the hospitals that they've started. It's like they've ignored the hospitals. And then I've seen a lot of backlashes and that and then and a whole lot. You see, it's very good that as a leader you know the right thing. Okay. You shouldn't pretend as if you don't really know what is going on. And you shouldn't as well pretend as if you don't know what you have done. Right? So you brought out Agenda 111. You said you wanted to create build hospitals in all the 16 regions and districts, and in also villages to also get their own. I mean, every constituency will get a hospital. And that was a very laudable initiative, because sometimes you will get to a whole municipality and then you will see people traveling all the way from other districts just to have treatment in a hospital located right in their municipality. And they have to travel like miles. And so when they brought out this initiative, a lot of Ghanaians actually applauded them because it was the right thing to do. But what did we see? According to my research, none of these hospitals were completed. And even the ones they claim they have completed were not resourced. No equipment, no nothing. And you are saying that the current administration came on board and they are refusing to do what you started. How many projects of this current administration, where they were opposition, were you able to complete? I want to know. How many projects were you able to complete? If my memory served me right, I remember that when the previous administration was in power, I think the chief of Volta region, Togbi Afedi, actually put a request before the then president, that's our former President Anadodan Akufo-Addo, that there were some schools in his constituency that was built by this current administration that has to do with the E-blocks. And he said they were not completed. And then he was appealing to the president that, oh, Mr. President, can you please help us? It's like the school was even near completion. I think something small, they will just add, and then they will launch the school or open it up, and these students can have their way into the school. Do you know what President Akufo-Addo said? He actually didn't say anything. But then when he came back to Accra, on one radio station, I don't want to mention the name, he made a very funny statement. He said he should do it himself. He asked him to do it himself. Do it yourself. He gave a very cheeky answer to the chief. And that issue also became a very whole, challenge or issue on its own we discussed. You told the chief that he should do it himself. See, he's in a constituency. He should do it. But now that the ball is now bouncing back into your court, you are saying that this current administration is not completing what you started. What did you even start? Most of the hospitals, it is only sod you went to cut. There is nothing on ground. So what should they complete? And mind you, this current administration is not even up to a year. So even if they'll complete it with what you claim you've started, then maybe to be somewhere next year or next 2 years. And even talking about the hospital, my constituency do not even have the hospital. You people promised us heaven on earth. What didn't you promise us as a country? You promised a lot of things. You promised what we ourselves know that you couldn't even complete it. And now you are coming back to tell us that we should bring you back into power. And then when you come back into power, you're going to complete it. How sure are we that you are going to do it? We've given you 8 years, 8 good years. Is 8 years not enough to complete those projects? And when you brought it out, you said that 1.7 billion would be needed to complete the project. And out of that, 3 to 5 million was actually located to that project. And are you telling me that that money cannot complete like 22 hospitals out of the Agenda111 hospitals that you claim of building? Is that what you're trying to tell us? You've been in power for 8 years. You have no excuse. You have no excuse. It goes to a time we realized that there was some irregularities with the disbursement of fund into that particular project. You people did not even account to us. You kept on lying. You kept on telling us lies. And then you want us to bring you back into power to complete it. Really? And sometimes it's funny because I feel like these politicians, they see us to be, kids. And nowadays, kids are no longer kids. They are not. They are far intelligent than even some adults. So if you tell us that the 8 years we've given you, you are not able to complete Agenda111, is there another 4 years that will add up to you that you know that you can actually complete this particular project? No. You see, I don't really blame these politicians because we don't have a national plan. We don't have a national plan as a country. Imagine we have a national plan and then we've listed what we want. Okay, fine, maybe in the next 10 years, we want to focus only on infrastructure. So any government that comes into power, whether you are going to stay in office for 8 years, whether you are going to stay in office for 4 years, we are focusing on education. And it has to do with building schools, resourcing the schools. Then maybe after 10 years or after 20 years, another government that will come on board, we are focusing on the health sector. Or we are focusing on technical aspects. We are going to resource those institutions. We are going to ensure that everything is set. We don't have a national plan. And that is why if these politicians come on board, they bring manifesto, 30 paragraphs. And then the little money that we have, they would disperse it into those projects. At the end of it, we don't see those projects. The money is nowhere to be found. The person involved is also nowhere to be found. And it's a big problem. For us to overcome all these challenges that we see, are we not tired of a government coming into power, starting a project, they are not done, they'll leave it behind. Another government also comes into power, you also start something, they are not done, and then they leave it. We are suffering the more. We are suffering most. Because they don't suffer. Most of their kids do not even attain their education in the country. They travel outside the country. And so they're just messing everything about, claiming that they are doing something, but they are not doing anything. And that is why we have a lot of uncompleted projects in the bush. It has been left to rot. And no one cares. They don't even care. They don't even care about the ordinary Ghanaians, as they call us. They don't care about the taxpayers' money. It's about time we are supposed to get a national plan as a country. A national plan. List what we want as a country. The sectors we want to pay attention to, especially the education and the health sectors. Then we use that as our topmost priority. And then if it is 30 years or 20 years or 15 years, any government that comes into power, we are focusing on infrastructure. In the educational sector and in the health sector. We are building infrastructures, we are equipping them, we are resourcing them. So immediately you leave power for 8 years, we know that those sectors are complete. And then any government that comes after that 10 years or after that 15 years or whatsoever, you also project them into another side. Maybe the construction of roads, the construction of railways is going to help us. We lack plan. And that is why we are messing about. And that's why you feel like 8 years is not enough. We should add another 4 years. Thank you for making time with me on this video.